This is Alternate History 100. Welcome to the class.
Whoosh. Thank you. Now, why do you suppose I came running in today with this plastic dollar store torch? Because they wouldn't let you use a real one. I like that answer. Stupid fire regulations. Doh! I'm sure you figured out that this is my little tribute to the Olympics, which begin on Friday in Italy. And let me just ask you, show of hands, who will be watching the games? Only some of you. That may not bode well for today's topic, but I'm going to go ahead with it anyway. Last time I promised you a spin-off from the lecture on what if the Iranian Revolution never happened. It won't be as funny a spin-off as Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. I'm so glad some of you still watch television. But I think you'll get something out of it all the same. In our world and that one, the once mighty Olympics lost their luster somewhere along the way. There were riots before the 1968 Games in Mexico City. There was the tragic murder of Israeli athletes at the Munich Games in 1972. The Montreal Games of 1976 lost $1 billion. And because of all that, when bidding opened for the 1984 Games, only two cities came forward. One was Los Angeles, and the other was Tehran. In our world, the chaos of the Iranian Revolution forced Tehran to withdraw their bid. Los Angeles won by default, and that turned out to be a very good thing. After 4 problematic games in a row, Moscow 1980 was hit by so many boycotts that the medals meant very little. The Olympics needed a turnaround, and they found one in the leadership of Peter Ueberroth, who came forward with the idea of selling corporate sponsorships. The official athletic shoe of the Olympics, the official swimsuit of the Olympics, the official soft drink of the Olympics. Purists were horrified. But the Los Angeles Games made a profit of $223 million. That revitalized the whole Olympic movement, and there were lots of bidders for every Games after 1988. But that's our world. In the world where the Iranian Revolution didn't happen, Tehran did not withdraw their bid. They did get the 1984 Games. And they put on a grand spectacle with the young Shah Reza Pahlavi presiding over the opening ceremonies. The cauldron was lit by Jafar Salmazi, who won Iran's first Olympic medal back in 1948. There was no East Bloc boycott, so the United States did not dominate like they did in our world, but they still won the most medals. Mary Lou Retton still became the first American woman to win the all-round gold medal in Olympic gymnastics. Future boxing stars like Pernell Whitaker, Meldrick Taylor, and Evander Holyfield still did very well. But there were differences. These games had protests that were handled in ways that brought criticism from Amnesty International. And they did not have the marketing genius of Ueberroth on their side. They did not sell sponsorships. They did not make a profit. Indeed, they lost money. And without the example of Los Angeles, so did the Seoul Games in 1988. By the end of the century, nobody wanted to host. The Centennial Games in Athens in 1996 were the end of the line. How many of you think that this is a so what? Yeah, I see a few hands. And how many of you have enjoyed the games over the years? Yeah, some of you. So most of you are on the fence, neither here nor there on the topic of amateur sports. And I get that. There are lots of things that don't catch my fancy. Diving, weightlifting, and whose idea was it to put breakdancing in the Summer Olympics? Thank you. Doesn't mean it should be an Olympic sport. But there are other things I do like. I come from a skiing family, so I'll watch some of that. I played curling in high school, and it's not a winter sport, but I do like women's beach volleyball. Hey, I still have a pulse. But my point is, the Olympics are a smorgasbord of athletics with something for everyone. And it all boils down to moments. The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. And I think that the other world where the games came to an end lost something special. Because in some way, these games provide people with inspiration. Think about what Jesse Owens winning his 4 gold medals in Berlin in 1936 must have meant to millions of African Americans suffering through the Great Depression. Or how about America's win in ice hockey at Lake Placid in 1980? How much did beating the Russians mean at a time when we were losing the Cold War? This is the easiest assignment I have ever given you. I want you to watch at least a little of the games in the next 2 weeks and write 25 words on something that inspired you. Yes, you heard me right. It's only 25 words. And I'm going to tell you, I'll be really disappointed if you can't think of one thing. And then reflect on what that other world might be like without all the moments of inspiration that we have had in the last 30 years. Class dismissed. Hi, I'm Gary Wheeler. Alternate History 100 is a labor of love with the twin goals of entertaining you and making you think. If you like what you heard today, please hit the subscribe button, give us a like, and tell your friends about us. Your word of mouth can really help this channel grow. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode. Until then, keep thinking and make some history of your own.
The preceding was a work of fiction and should not be taken as actual history.